Hello, everybody. Welcome to Call to Power. This is a high fantasy dark game of strife and hope created by Hedron. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Hedron, for making this possible. If you want to see more information about Call to Power, please check out their website at projecthedron.com. Also, this weekend, today, there is an online gaming weekend for Call to Power. So if you're interested in the quick start and trying to check out the game yourself, you can head over to their Instagram for more information at Project Hedron as well. Before we jump into the story, I would love to reintroduce everyone at the table. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and who you're playing today. And we'll start off with Brandon.
Hello everyone. My name is Brandon Arkim. You can find me at that handle on the social media pages, and I'll be playing Bishop Barrelmore, an old clergy member of the Glass Saint, the Amethyst Iridescent, here in Valais City, and I'm being choked out currently by the Bellwife.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Please be sure to follow all of these lovely people. I'll be dropping their links in chat as they are introducing themselves. We'll move on over to Dan.
Hello, I'm Domestic Dan, who is also Domestic Dan all over the socials. And I'll be playing Laith Reed, the Adept Hunter, I'll say, is the best way I can think of them. Or Trapper, if you are a Cosmere fan. And yes, last I was doing was standing next to our mage, wondering what the hell we're going to do with our choked out priest.
We shall discover soon enough. Pop on over to Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. You can find me on all socials at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm mostly on Blue Sky, though. Just follow me there. Just add .itch.io to see me over on that platform. And today I'm playing Stitches, the oh so reliable, helpful and kind, currently on a diet, not by his choice, from the sounds of things, athlete, who is currently bravely hiding in the shadows. I think we all passed out, so I think it's currently unconscious in the shadows.
You haven't passed out, but you have fallen flat on your backs. So you
Okay,
feel disoriented, but you are still conscious. Just very
okay.
wet in the pool of water that you've
Yeah.
fallen, but I'll reintroduce the scene at the top of it. Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Mandy. Hi.
Hi everybody. I'm Mandy or the Mandy all over the internet. I do a lot of TTRPG things. So yeah, just look me up. And I'm playing Beatrix, the mage or the battle mage of the party.
Excellent. For our session today, welcome to session 2. We have new fate draws that you can see on the overlay here. I will not explain what they are because I want it to be a secret to my players. Normally, if you were to run this game, this is something that would be completely secret from the players and just for you, the storyteller. But today's cards are going to be Strife, Ruin, and Order. If you play this game, you can find out what that means. We are going to be featuring the Starfields setting, which is from the Call to Power Quick Start, with a little bit of our own masonry involved here. So, to remind everyone of where we are, let me paint you a picture. We are in the catacombs, and there is a blasted out alcove that you are currently occupying. The air is thick and with damp and the taste of iron. There are violet pools of water along the floor, rippling out in echoes from random pinpoints where they are being disturbed by drops of invisible water, something that is almost soundless to you. Taste of grief was thick on your tongue, in the back of your throat. You saw masks sagging from the walls beyond, their mouths supplying endless streams that vanished into the dark water below. In the center of this was a figure swaying, impossibly tall, sodden hair drifting down like weeds and under a current that you cannot feel. Her rib cage was glowing with glassy chimes, each crystal pulling mournfully in harmony with one another, and where her mouth, chin, and jaw should have been, there is instead a cracked bell that swings in her hollowed out throat, groaning with every breath. Her eyes are nothing but dark, weeping sockets. A blast erupted through this chamber and sent all of you flying, and Bishop, you had just moments before closed the distance with a bit of your arcane powers. Try to reach out to them, try to console them, perhaps. You are met instead with violence. You also fall into this water. There's an enormous splash as all of you are completely soaked. Some of you struggling against the rocky floor below. Bishop, you, however, feel the cold grip of an enormously large hand, fingers spindly too long as they try to grip you. Let's roll for initiative.
Oh.
Oh, in Call to Power, when we are rolling for initiative, you are going to essentially roll a d20 and add your agility score, not your modifier. So please roll for me and tell me what you get. Let
Oh,
me
I'm doing so good. I got 7.
wait, 7. Okay.
I'm ready for this.
And
Wait,
then,
7
sorry,
plus your score? No,
Yeah,
No,
your
no, no.
score.
7 is I
Oh,
rolled a 2.
okay.
Okay,
Well, your score should be in the tens.
My
right.
initiative
It's not
check is
modifiers.
5.
Let's see.
I think you're looking at your
Uh-oh.
modifier, not the score.
Yes, the score. So it's going to be a plus 20 for you.
Oh, wait, where is that? Oh my. Hold on.
It's at the
This
top.
combat
I think
initiative check 5.
I think the initiative check in the spreadsheet just
Ah,
was
Oh,
1 over. So if you go to
yes.
like E16 instead of
Sorry.
F16, you'll get it right.
That's a my error in the spreadsheet.
um
Yes.
so,
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah.
so Stella, I got a 7 plus 11, so an 18.
Okay, 18.
Okay. So then I'd have a 22. Got it.
22. Perfect.
Okay. Lordy. All right.
I have a 33.
33 for stitches. Nice. Oh my god, I rolled a natural 20. Okay.
For
Oh,
good
great.
things, right?
Oh, great.
Am I the only one who wasn't gone?
Yes.
I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 10.
And oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Let me reorder these real quick. Okay. Stitches, you are the first to react here. You are currently on the floor and you feel this water washing over you. Your head is briefly submerged here, and there is an underwhelming sensation here, almost as if the sounds around you are getting muted out, too far away, almost impossible distance. If you'd like to stand, it will take 2 points. Yes, 2 of your action points. So just to explain what action points are, when it is your turn in Call to Power, you will essentially have 6 action points that you can spend however you like. For the sake of expediency, you can just tell me what you want to do and I'll tell you how many points that it uses. But to stand up, it will cost you 2. So
Yeah.
as you rise back up, gasping for breath, what do we see here? What would you like to do?
You hear, I think Fisher was skulking in the back, and when he's blasted to the ground, I think he's definitely like face first. So he was just like face first in water, this violet water for a moment before pulling himself up, taking a deep breath and sputtering. Oh, God damn it. And then they'll look over and see Bishop being choked out and just go, God, I thought you had to swim. Okay. And they jump up on their feet, which takes 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will pull out my weapons,
Okay.
my knuckle dusters, as I pull out these pair of uh at first glance they look like knuckle dusters, but when you look at them more closely, you realize they're of several rings, some wedding bands, some might be engagement rings, some just bits of like uh bolts from some kind of machine, all welded together. They slip the fingers in it. Usually this will take 2 points, I believe, to like unsheath a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But I have fast hands, which is a bonus feat I have, which lets me do it for 1 point. So I spend 1 point there. And I'm gonna move. I want to move towards this creature. If I can, I want to stay in the shadows if I can, but if
Okay.
not, I'll just go directly in front.
Okay, normally moving up to your speed, which for our game here, we're going to say is 30. It takes 2 points, but I'll say that for 3 points, you're able to stick to the shadows and try to envelop yourself into a more stealthy position here as you're trying to move along the outskirts of this chamber. This chamber is circular in design, and so there's not much to hide from or hide behind, but you will essentially like move into an angle that they cannot see, essentially.
And that sounds good to me. And that'll be all my action points used out of that.
Okay. All right. Next in the turn order, we have the Bell Wife. So
Mm.
the Bell Wife, you hear this dull sound as the bell tolls again, moving with the movement, and the Bell Wife will essentially pick you up and slam you into the ground here. Let me roll to attack. That is going to be a that's a 30. Pretty sure that hits you. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's gonna hit me.
that hits you. Okay, so as she picks you up and drops you to the ground, you are going to take 21 damage here. As you all see the water splash from the efforts, she will then, as she does this, the bell that's in her throat gives a thunderous sound as the clapper smashes against itself. A ripple comes through the room. I need everyone to please do a will save for me, or you will gain the condition Fear 1. She does her first disastrous attack here.
We use the modifier for this, right?
Yes, so use your total
Okay.
of the will save.
Okay. Okay, yeah,
That is
total. Okay, cool.
a 10 plus 15, a 25
Okay, so
for
you
me.
are going to pass.
Uh,
Uh,
in the true duality of man, I rolled a nat 20 plus 23, 43.
Excellent. Okay, you definitely pass.
I rolled a 24.
Okay, you pass. And Lath is a
Are you muted?
mute.
Are you muted, Dan? Can't hear you.
Ah!
You can't see
I'm
your
like, I'm
mouth.
so confident, and I thought I even heard you confirm it too. I got a 32. I rolled a
Oh my
13 plus
gosh.
19.
Excellent. All of you are able to steel yourselves. I imagine it's mostly because most of you are underwater, so it doesn't affect you quite as disastrously as it could. Essentially, this rip of sound takes the entire chamber, and you feel for a moment that it sinks into your bones, but you're able to essentially shake it off. That will be the end of the Bellwife's turn. Lath, you are currently underwater. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Yeah, I think I'd like to get up
Okay,
for my
points.
single. That's 2. Yep. Okay. I wanted to check. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I would like to then use music. The music I have on just got really intense the moment I said that. That's either really good or bad. I'd like to use cunning misdirection,
Ooh, can you please let us know
which
what that does?
basically I do a hey, what's that? Uh, clever positioning, subconscious hinting. Adept may learn to effortlessly direct the attention of all creatures within line of sight towards an object within 30 feet as an immediate action.
Okay.
So
So
I don't know if that is how many action points an immediate action is.
I'll say that this is an immediate action that will cost 2 action points. However, immediate actions are something that you can do on another person's turn or another creature's turn if you like. So if you want to essentially just hold those 2 points and then do it like right before it's going to attack, you can absolutely do that.
I think in this case, I will still do it now
Okay.
because by doing so, I may avoid detection and use stealth. Um, so I need to roll a deception check against their target sense motive.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
if I succeed, I'm considered concealed from all of the affected creatures, which gives them misfortune on all opposed checks while I have line of sight.
Oh my gosh, that's
And it's
amazing.
not to me, it just says all opposed checks. So that's against everyone.
Okay, I love it. All right, I have rolled the sense motive for the Bellwife. Please roll me deception and tell me what you
Okie
get.
dokie. I'm not the best, but I got a plus 11. So a 26 total.
Okay, you succeed here. Describe to me what this looks like as you set up a distraction that gives everyone a window of opportunity to get their
Absolutely.
jabs in.
And for the flavor of it, because I do have fast hands, so I can draw items, put things away, all within one action. So one of those will just be pulling my machete out. Um, the very thin bladed. It does not look like a big stocky machete. It almost looks like a straight cutlass, if anything. Um, pull that out for one, and then the last action, I pull out what looks like a bag of herbs. And Beatrix, if you were, well, you would be next to me, not standing, but next to me. They're exceptionally pungent. Um, it smells like herbs that you would have around embalming. So something very morgue scented. And I just chuck those off to the side with that smell kind of emanating and leading toward it to pull this, well, for lack of a better term, ghost's eyes and scents and sensories toward this um, embalming herbage.
As you hear the bloop of this object hitting the water, it breaks the surface in a different direction than the group of you. You see that the water begins to reflect different shapes, and a number of wilted flower petals are actually settled on top, and they are disturbed, some of them sinking in. And this pungent smell just seems to be amplified by the smell of rot and wilt that is in this chamber, and it is absolutely distracting. You immediately see the bellwife, who is very adamantly trying to choke out the bishop, lifts up her head in the direction, and her fingers you feel loosen on your throat there, Bishop. Anything else for you? Okay, excellent. That is your turn. We are going to go to Bishop then.
Mm.
Yes. I will clarify, I did misread that slightly. It says the adept is considered to have concealment, so it is just attacks against me that have misfortune.
Okay.
Unless you decide to change otherwise, but yeah, it looks like it's
We'll say the
oh no,
next
yeah.
attack and also attacks against you.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Bishop.
All right. So Stella, can I do 2 spells in a turn if I have the points to do so?
Absolutely. I will
Okay.
say that you are currently on the ground in the
Mhm.
water. You don't have to worry about like being grappled or anything. We'll say that because of Lath's distraction, that the Bellwife's hand retreats. You have the agency to stand up if you want.
Yeah. Well, I think Bishop Barrelmore might just reach their hand out of the water, looking up towards this bellwife with like the bell in their mouth. And I think they just want to cast. Can I cast Minor Mage's Blast twice and just shoot 2 blasts from my hand?
Yes, absolutely. Let's have a look at this spell. Can you describe to me what this looks like as you're trying to rev it up?
Yes, so as Bishop Barrelmore gets choke slammed to the ground, place that he's been once before, and we won't get into that story. Bishop Barrelmore reaches their hand out of the water, and in their hand, you'll see a bit of deep, deep crimson light begin to ball up. And you guys watch as the water all around Bishop Barrymore, that sort of amethyst purple hue, kind of gets drained out, and around Bishop Barrymore, the water gets red for just 1 second, as if the purple coloration of the water is getting sucked into Bishop Barrymore, and yeah, fires two of these red swirling like electric balls of arcane energy straight into the mouth of the Bellwife.
All right. So we'll do one at a time.
Okay.
Please roll me a spell casting attack here. So go ahead and roll a d20 and add your spell casting modifier to see if it hits.
Okay, that is a 9, and then spellcasting plus 11, so that is a 20.
Okay, 20 is going to hit. So
Okay.
with this spell, this is a arcane grade 1 spell, and it has a spell rating 1 damage. So what that means is you're going to roll a d10, and we're going to
Okay.
see how much damage you do for the spell.
Oh, that's a 1.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another spell casting attack here for the second one.
Okay. That is a 17 to hit.
Okay. That is going to hit.
Okay,
Go ahead
cool.
and do another
And
d10.
then 5
Okay. So
on that.
as you set off these blasts, you see that they collide with the Bellwife. She absorbs the energy of the first one, just reeling a little bit, and the other one punches as further back, and you see, stumbles and water splashes around. It seems to have done something to her. Perhaps not as much as you were hoping.
Mhm. Mm.
It's
Um,
enough to give you some space to
yeah.
do whatever else you need
I
to.
think that's my 6 points. So
Yeah.
I'm just in the water, and everyone just hears, "Help! Help!"
It's like
And that's my turn.
bubbles coming up
Yeah,
from the
but yeah.
water. Excellent. Beatrix, you are up.
I am. So the Bellwife is now under the water? Did
Bellwife
I
is a
understand that?
step away from Bishop, still upright.
Okay, still upright. Okay, so I am going to get up. My understanding is if I'm getting up from being prone, does that cost points or no?
That costs 2 points.
2 points. Okay, so I'll get up. And since you know what? I am going to probably move up to the Bellwife actually.
Okay.
Um, which I think this room's not that large, is it? So I could probably make it and not use my full speed.
Yeah, we'll say that you're about 15 feet away. You're
Okay.
able to cut the distance.
Okay, so would that be 1 point instead of 2 points since it's half my speed?
Yeah,
Excellent.
let's do
Okay,
that.
so I've already used 3. I have 3 left. In that case, I would like to. I took down all my spells before this, so I'm gonna kick this lady's butt. We are going to.
Stella, Arcane Reservoir, how much do I take out
For that
of that for
one,
each spell?
let me check. I'll check as Mandy does their
Okay,
thing.
thanks.
I'm gonna have the same question anyhow, so that's good. I want to use fire bolts.
Okay, so for fire bolts,
Because I think, yeah, the range is 10 feet per caster level, so being 15 feet within, I should be close enough with my caster level.
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you fire off a singular burning ray plus an additional ray for every 4 caster levels. You are level 7, so you
Yep.
would essentially have 2 here.
Yep.
Let's see. Go ahead and roll your spell casting for the first one, and the spell rating is 2 fire damage for every hit.
Okay.
They get to do a reflex save to try to half the damage. Oop, that's a
So does that
1.
mean, just to clarify, since we haven't done this yet,
Mhm.
because my spellcasting is intelligence based, I roll intelligence, correct? With the modifier for intelligence for my spellcasting?
Yes. I've
Okay.
coded this sheet, so it should pull from whatever your highest one is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
in the general
spellcasting stat.
skills, yeah, there's a spellcasting stat.
Yeah. So for
Oh, yeah.
you,
I
it
forgot
will
about that. So
be
sorry.
plus 12.
Spellcasting. Yes, I see. Thank you for that.
Yes, of course.
Oh, heck yeah. That is a 13 plus 12, so 25.
Absolutely. That will hit. Okay, so go ahead and roll me a d10,
D10, got it.
and then roll another attack for me.
Okay. That's a 9 on the die. I have to make this text bigger. Oh my god, so sorry. Forecaster levels. Okay, it doesn't say. So I got a 9
Okay.
on the d10, and then I roll spellcasting one more time.
Yes, because you fire off 2 bolts.
Yep. Okay, that's close to the same. That is a 12 on the die plus 12, 24.
Okay, that is also a hit. So go ahead and roll another d10 for me.
Okay. That's a 2.
Okay. All right. What do your firebolts look like as they collide into the bellwife? We'll see that as it makes contact with some of her hair, it fries up
Mhm.
like seaweed, essentially, shriveling and charring and blacking as smoke begins to rise off of her body.
Yeah, I think what happens is I run up as close as is reasonable to be casting any kind of distance spells so that I'm not harming myself as well, in addition to potentially the bishop. So I get up as close as I can, and it looks like I'm pulling it from my chest. This blue fire emanates from my chest, and you can see my tattoos start to light up all down my arms instead of up. And I hurl these two fire bolts at the bellwife.
Okay. We'll say for both Beatrix and Bishop that that will take 10 points from each of you from your reservoir for now.
Okay,
I'm
thank
still
you.
looking that up. Okay. That will be your turn.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Stitches, it is your turn. You see Lath throw something further away. You see these blasts of light coming from the bishop and then fire from Beatrix. What would you like to do?
I think the bishop from this angle, you see the shadow being cast by this bellwife shift for a moment. It doesn't seem to match the way the bellwife is moving themselves, and that's when you notice in the shadows these pair of golden glowing eyes as out from the darkness you see with incredible speed. I'm going to do an iterative full attack,
Ooh,
strike several times
okay.
with one weapon as they go in for two quick jabs in the back and side of the bellwife.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, doing an iterative full attack, you're striking several times with one weapon. So do an attack check with your primary weapon, and you can do this 2 times.
28 plus that, 44 for the first one.
Okay, as a hit. Then
Um,
go ahead and roll it again for the second attack, but it will have a -10 penalty.
yes. That is 28 for the second.
Okay, that is still a hit. All right, so go ahead and roll your damage. So the way that we do damage in Call to Power is very fascinating. I think it's really cool. So we're gonna roll multiple dice here and or flip a coin for some of our characters. And we're not adding the results together. The order of what you roll essentially will spell out how much damage you do. So for Stitches, you have an overall damage rating of 15, which means you will roll, and this is determined by basically multiples of 10. So 15, there's only one multiple of 10. So you will roll 1d10 plus the 5 left over, you would roll a 1d5, or you can just roll a d10 and have it here.
Yeah.
So let me know what you
Um,
roll on your d10.
I rolled a 10 on the d10.
Oh my God. Okay,
Ooh.
cool. And then for your d5.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so you do 103 damage here with the first attack,
Boom.
just chunking it into the bellwife. What does this look like? How do you feel?
Um, I think Stitches wants to go home. They're hungry. They only had food rations to eat and chew on. they had a weird mask try to invade their mind, and now they're watching this bell wife kill potentially this
Whoa. Hey.
old man. And
Basically
taking
his
too
time.
long at that, to be honest. So they're trying to speed things up so that at the very least they can get somewhere more safe and comfortable. And you see, I think, the glowing of the golden eyes, and I think you see the glint of red coming from one of the rings, the ring that he took at the beginning of their journey on to this mission of the Crimson Maw, I believe it was called. That he's added to his knuckle dusters, and that's the first jab goes straight into the side of the bell wife.
As that hit lands, you see those crystal ribs crack and they fall down into dust into the water here. You've left a devastating blow on the side of the bellwife. Creature screams, but it isn't the kind of scream that comes from a human throat. It is a shaking of the bell that is there instead, and it is a dull and terrifying sound full of pressure, and you can feel it in your ears. You did hit with the second attack. Go ahead and roll damage for that as well.
I rolled a 10 and a 1 for that one.
Oh
So
my
101
god.
points.
Okay,
Ooh.
101
You go for
damage.
a left hook into their side as well.
Dang, I didn't make my monster strong enough, Drac. Why are you doing this? Okay.
And then why not? I want to see what this is like. I have an ability called Quick Step. You move,
Okay.
perform movement equal to half your normal speed as a 1 point cost.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna back away my remaining 1 point.
All right. I will flag that this will give an attack of opportunity, but you can absolutely do that. The full attack that you used is 5 points, and you do have the one remaining. You still want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Great. Great. Great.
We're
Great.
exploring how the combat works. So I'm I'm
Yeah.
gonna trigger all of them.
Okay. So you do move back a safe speed here, and the bellwife retaliating from the 1-2 combination that you had on them does a 40 definitely hits you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
definitely.
Uh it will do 70 damage here as it
Ooh.
essentially slams its arm around to you. You can hear the joints and the bones of its offending limb cracking from the pressure, almost as if the body just can't sustain the amount of sheer force that is going into it. And you do manage to back up, but it isn't without consequence as you take 70 damage here.
You see they kind of raise their arm and it slams into their side. I think again, very boxer like as they raise to guard their face, the softer parts of them, more delicate parts of them, and then knocked backwards along with their movement. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. After Stitches is the bellwife. The bellwife doesn't pursue you, doesn't reach down to Bishop Barrymore. You see instead that her arms sag down into the water, her hands disappearing beneath the surface. And all of a sudden, you hear a gagging noise. The masks that are on the walls begin to fervently gush more and more water as the pool that is all around you begins to grow and rise. She uses her ability Raise the Tide. I need everyone to roll me a reflex save here. Please tell me what you roll.
Probably an
20.
absurd number.
I
20.
rolled a 39.
Okay, those are both passes.
22.
Okay, that's a pass.
42.
Okay, you're good. All of you see this effect happening even in the midst of battle here, and you widen your stances. Your Bishop Barrymore is still underwater. Actually, you know what? We're gonna have to give you misfortune because you're still laying down on the ground here. So please roll again and let me know which one was the lower of the two results.
Well, now it's 19.
Okay, a 19. You still succeed here. Essentially, you're starting to like scrabble. You're swimming a little bit as the water rises up, and then she will wheel around and close the distance with Beatrix. You see, as she moves,
Ooh.
it's almost as if she's gliding. The water simply parts where she is instead of rippling, and she is going to try to slam her hand into you. Ooh, that is a 21.
That's based on, is that touch defense or just defense?
That is going to just be defense.
21. Oh, yeah, that beats my defense, which is 20.
Okay. Then she will roll to do damage. He does 20 damage to you as this hand comes up and just on a terribly long arm mashes into you. Okay, that will be the end of her turn. Lath, it is your turn.
Yes. Okay, so if the Bellwife moved up, that means they're like right next to me as well, since I'm next to
Yes.
Beatrix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well then, I think it's only fair that I've already got my weapon drawn. I want to see how effective that might be against this living curse.
Okay.
So I'm going to, I think, just do a standard attack, I believe.
Okay. So a standard attack, you use 3 points for that one if you'd like.
Yes.
I'll say that you're basically in range, so you don't have to worry about moving at all.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll do that. So that's just a single attack roll.
Yep. So do a d20 plus your attack bonus if you hit.
Okay, rolled a 10. Attack bonus is 27, so 37.
Okay, that is absolutely a hit. Then your damage rating is
1.5. So a d10 and a d5.
yes, 18.
So that is a 60. And then that's an 8 divided by 2. That is a 64.
64. Ooh, okay. Tell me what this looks like as you strike with your machete here.
Yes. So this is shelter wood, as I've come to name it, which is a fun forestry term for those who want to know, where you are basically thinning out a forest, leaving only some old growth so they may shelter the undergrowth so it is protected from some of the hazards of the world and the forest so they can grow strong. But you are using it to cut down some of the old growth as well. So it's kind of a twofold, you attack and you heal all at the same time. Um, but yes, it looks like it's been coated in some sort of natural, like plant oil of some kind, as it kind of has almost like a greenish sheen to it in the light. And he hacks down with it, almost as though he's attacking a vine in front of him.
As you cut through the bellwife here, you can actually see that a deep rend has been pressed into them, and it literally begins to undo their limb here. Seems like they definitely could not take another strike like that to that part of their body.
Very good.
They'll have points
And while I
remaining.
will not attack again, I
Mhm.
am going to use, let's see. Hmm. Okay. I think I'm going to use, you'll have to describe to me what this might actually help with or do. Under the Warcraft, which crafts are the special abilities of adepts, I have something called Fight or Flight. And what it's called is, or what it's described as, through the breadth of experience and expertise, the adept learned how to identify when the fight is lost. Now, I'm not thinking it's lost very much so here, but
Mhm.
learned how to use a last resort option once per combat engagement. The adept may double their movement speed and ignore all movement restrictions for number of rounds equal to their, I believe, tier level, but not
Mhm.
cut off. So I wasn't sure if movement restrictions would include attacks of opportunity or not.
Ooh.
Because if so, I would go into a flanking position with Beatrix.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm not going to worry about it, and I'm going to hold on to
May
my.
double limit, ignore
last action
movement
points.
restrictions. I'll say that the movement restrictions would be more like if there was obstacles, or essentially like if something had tied you up or
Treading
held you
through
down.
water, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I will say
Okay.
that this probably would not negate an attack of opportunity.
Okay, that's super fair. Well, I'm still going to do it as it does have misfortune against me for its attacks.
It does. Okay. So you'd like to reposition to get into a flank?
Yes, flank
Okay.
for Beatrix specifically.
16. 6 plus. Okay. Does a 22 hit you?
A 22 absolutely does hit me. I have 18 defense.
Okay. You take 20 damage as
Okay.
it sees you in its periphery, just this shadow shifting essentially, and it just sort of, without any sort of accuracy or precision, wails in that direction, and it hits you with just the edges of its fingers.
Yeah, kind of shake it off a little bit. We've had worse, and position myself just directly across from you, Beatrix. And movement wise, I don't know how much that would cost action point, but I do have persistent runner, which my movement speed is an additional 10 just across the board. And I do have burrow, climb, and swim speed equal to my movement.
Oh, you're just
Or original movement, which would be 30.
Can dig.
Yeah, I could just dig at 30 feet around because why not?
Amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing. I'll say
is
that
life?
with the movement that you did there to reposition, you don't have to worry about any additional costs. It's good.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But that will be everything for Lath.
Okay, very good. Bishop, it is your turn. You see the water above your head getting taller and taller as it builds. What would you like to do?
Well, this will not do. Bishop Barrelmore will use 2 of their 6 action points to get themselves up. Um, and they're going to look at the bellwife and go, you're not that great of a wife, and now you won't be that great of a belle. And they're gonna cast silence on the bellwife.
Ooh, okay.
So they that's a will save. It says they're granted a will save and or spell resistance against a spell. So I guess a
Okay.
will save.
Yes. Okay, that is going to be a 21.
Oh, I actually don't know what that is against. Do I roll as well? And
Yes,
is it
roll
like
your
a
spell
contested thing?
casting. Yeah, you have to beat a
Oh,
21.
well, I rolled a 5 plus 11, so that's a 16.
Okay, so it will resist this, but let's see. Okay. I'll say that it will still go off, but
Okay.
you'll see that she essentially will shake off the effect. What does this look
Okay.
like?
Um, just soaking wet in their like dull, purple, robes that they adorn themselves with. Um, I think it is a spark of crimson red light in their fingers as they snap, and that bit of light, that bit of like electric a sizzle flies through the air right at the bellwife's head, and I guess she just dodges out of the way of it as it smashes into the top of the chamber, and kind of like this electrical static kind of fills the space.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Well, I'll use my last action point to begin to wring out the water of my robe, and that will be my turn.
Excellent. Beatrix, you are up next.
All right. So at this point, the bellwife is exactly where?
Right in front
Between
of
Lath and I?
you. Yes,
Still
Lath
in
is
front of me.
behind the bellwife.
Okay. I wasn't sure what the rising. How high is the water actually? Is it like
It's like to your
getting to be
knees
swimming?
now.
Okay, so we're not swimming yet. Okay,
No,
good.
not yet.
Please no. I am because I'm right in because she's right in front of me because she just did a touch attack against me. I think this is the point when I'm going to use uh Squallion, my staff, which has blades on either end. I want to stab her actually because she's right in my face. So
Ooh, yes. All right, go ahead and
yeah.
roll me an attack roll, please. That is going to be your attack bonus plus a d20.
Okay, my attack bonus. Do.
As the group of you are engaging with the Bell Wife, you can see that all of her movements are very clumsy. You've been up against curses before, and you remember the words of the Keeper that this is a newborn curse. So the attacks are devastating and they are painful, but they are wild. This is in an inexperienced body, which is why it so far is just proving to just be soaking up all this damage.
I am unfortunately a little lost. I have the standard base attack bonus, but I'm losing where oh here it is 16. I found it. It's the red box. Okay.
Yes. A d20 plus 16.
Okay, so that's 17 on the die. Total of 33.
Okay, 33 is a hit. So with
Okay.
your damage rating of 12, you roll a 1d10 and flip a coin.
Okay. Pikachu, don't fail me now. I'm gonna do the D10 first.
Yes, d10 first.
That's a 2 on the D10, and then
Okay.
I flip a coin.
Hmm.
Is it like heads is 1, tails is 2? Is that
That's up
okay?
to
I'm
you.
just gonna
Yes.
call it that. I'm gonna call it that. It's heads, so I get 1.
Okay. So
So
that
2
yep,
and 1, 21.
21 damage here
Yeah.
as you stab Qualian forward. We'll
Mhm.
say that you get her in the chest and you see that one of the crystal ribs cracks from the attack here. You can, from the assault from all directions, it does appear that she's slowing down significantly.
Mhm.
She's cut. And though she does not bleed, she seems to be desanguinated and doesn't have any blood to give.
Awesome.
She's looking like she's falling apart at the seams.
So I have 3 more action points I can use. Since attacks cost 3, can I count like ripping the staff out of her as the secondary attack?
Yeah,
Like being
sure.
real nasty about it on the way out? Okay, cool.
Hmm.
That's what I
Nasty.
want to do. Yeah, let's be brutal.
Be brutal. Come on.
Be brutal.
Come
That one is a total of 19 to hit.
Okay, that will not hit here
Okay.
as she pulls back and she dodges out of the way.
Okay. And that is my turn.
Okay. Stitches, you are up. You see that she is unsteady on her feet here. There's a wheezing that comes through the bell at her throat. You hear the sound of glass bending, cracking at the edges. What would you like to do?
They moved forward, so they moved a distance away from me. 'Cause I moved 15 feet back,
Yeah.
15 where my speed is, so I say 15 feet back, and then they moved further forward. That's
Hmm.
moved how far away from me are
We'll
they?
say there's like
Now?
25 feet now.
25 feet? I'll just use my movement then to get up to them.
Okay. So
Um,
that's going to be 2 points. Two.
yep. And then have 4 stuff left. What what weird thing can I do before? Uh, I will I think I'll just attack.
Hey.
Um, yeah, I'll just go with a single attack. I can't
Okay.
really do anything else. Um, yeah, I go for
Standard attack.
attack.
All right.
Yeah,
So attack bonus and a d20.
I rolled a nat 20 for
Okay.
48.
Okay,
Let's go.
natural 20. All right, so what we're going to do now is so when you hit a 20 or whatever is in the critical range of your weapon, you essentially will do a confirming check to see if it's an actual crit or not. So go ahead and roll another attack. Let's see if this is a crit.
So I add my bonuses as well, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
regular, another roll.
47.
Okay,
Oh
that
my God.
definitely hits. All right, so the damage that you roll here is going to be modified, and I'll explain it a little more. Go ahead and roll your dice here. So for you, it's going to be the D10 plus the D5.
I rolled a 9 on the D10 and a 5 on the D5.
Okay, so that 9 is going to get a +2, so that's going to be 11, and then you have a 5, so your damage is going to be increased to 115 here, which is more than enough what you need. But tell me what this looks like as you deliver the final blow.
Again, kind of in the shadows. For the people who worked his stitches, you've witnessed them run away and betray other seekers before to save their skin. You're never sure what their plan is when they disappear. But you've also seen them equally as much disappear into the shadows and come out with devastating blows like this. But maybe you're glad, maybe you're a little disappointed, but it seems like City didn't actually run. As you see again, these glowing eyes in the darkness. Now above um the bellwether, because I think he leaps up out of the water and goes for a punch to this dome of this bell, slamming a fist into it. And you hear the concussion, the ring out of a bell as he rings this bellwife's bell with a punch to the back of the head.
Hey. You strike the bell throat, and as you do, the final toll will activate. So I need everyone to do a will save here.
Wish that silence worked.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would have hugely changed
it's a
this.
great
I
attempt.
think I cast it on myself because I just rolled a nat 20 for my will save, so it's
Oh
all
yeah.
silent around my head.
Just
Go
like a
ahead.
single bubble around
Yeah.
you.
Oh, jeez.
Mhm.
I rolled a 32.
Okay, excellent.
25.
Okay, and
Uh,
for late.
I am going to expend 2 physical points to give myself 2 fortune. So I'll roll 3 dice and
Yes.
see which advantage I take.
Yeah, take the highest one.
Well, the first roll was a nat 20, so
Take that one. I would
uh,
probably.
then a 7 and then a 19. Okay, so
Okay.
it would be uh, a 39 was my
Okay.
best.
You all save. You feel this sensation almost like a vibration going out from the bell and into your bones. It makes all of your teeth ache and adds a pressure to your skull. You feel a vice grip closing around your heart, but you're able to shake it off. Whatever this final death cry was, none of you are affected by it. You see that in the aftermath of this blow, silence falls over this chamber. The echo, a hollow echo that trembles throughout it, seems to make even the walls sigh. The water stills as the bellwife crumples. For a moment, nothing moves. You see that the bellwife's body drifts weightless, her glass ribs no longer glowing, dulling into what appears to be like stone. Then, from the place where her heart should be, light begins to bloom. A single flower unfurls from the hollow of her ribs, crystalline and perfect, its petals refracting amethyst and azure light. It almost looks like a water lily sculpted from glass and tears, and as it opens fully, the air fills the faint sound of a bell tolling underwater. Ripples spread outward, forming a perfect circle around the flower. The water is calm again, unnaturally so, like time itself is holding its breath. You can see that the petals of this crystal are transparent, veined with faint violet pigment that glows softly at the edges. Drops of liquid color bead along the tips like dew. And in its center, a small hollow contains a shimmer of golden sand that moves upward instead of falling.
I'm sitting in the water at this point. Uh, really packed punch.
Just can you explain that again? It's like there's like I'm like kind of seeing. Is it like a beam coming out from the flower, or is it just a
It's just
single?
like glowing.
It's
It
just,
does
oh, okay.
have a little bit of sand in the center that is sort of drifting upwards and into nothing.
Oh, okay,
Particles of
gotcha,
light disappearing.
Have we seen
gotcha.
this before?
No, but Beatrix, as you're kind of studying it, please roll me Arcane Theory
Heck yeah.
as our mage. I feel like your brain is just always on.
Yep.
Is this magic? Did I
Let me
read
do the
about this?
magely thing. Did I read about this in some obscure tome somewhere? That is a 13 on the die plus 12, 25.
Okay,
Nice.
perfect. You look at this and you can tell immediately that this is an artifact of some kind, that this is somehow tethered to the curse, but should be completely safe for you to handle.
Gimme, gimme.
Gimme, gimme. Okay. As you pick it up, there's a delicate chime, and you hear a voice, a woman's voice, and it says, "He promised me time. He promised I could undo it. Now I toll in his name." You can add the crystal Forget Me Lily to your inventory.
Mm,
Oh.
What
beautiful coming from the Bell Wife.
I'll say, because you rolled so high, um, this kind of obscure language coming from this disembodied voice, which you can probably presume to have been the Bell Wife at some point, confirms that this was not a random corruption. This cursing was engineered.
Is that something that I've ever heard of before? Cursing that
Nope.
isn't random? Oh
Mm.
no.
What does Beatrix look like as this revelation comes over their face?
I think as she's holding this thing, she takes her hood off and
Um,
looks just shook.
Yeah, Bishop Barrymore will walk over in this water, now a little bit higher than it was before, so kind of wading through it. And they begin to, like, they pull their robe up and they begin to continue to wring the water off. And if anyone's watching, you all see that the faint purple dye of the robe is leaching out into the water, and his robe, especially in the areas that he's really working the water out of the robe, it begins to like take on this reddish crimson hue. And as they walk over to Beatrix, they go, uh, well, everyone, thank you very much for helping me in that situation. Oh, Beatrix, are you all right? It looks like you've seen a ghost or something of the sort.
Have you ever heard of a curse that isn't random?
Oh, well, no, not quite, no. Um,
This was not random.
oh, well, that's strange. Oh,
To say
Leif
the least.
Stitches, have you ever heard of something of the sort in all your travels across the shards?
Was that a no, Stella? I've never heard of that. Don't need to roll for it even, which is fair.
Yeah. I will say that neither of you have heard anything of this before.
No, not on Bayona at least. It's random. That's how nature is. There isn't any rhyme or reason to it.
What if it wasn't?
Then I would assume something perhaps as powerful as the shard is doing it. They have that ability to create. Well, some of them do.
I
But I
like
doubt the
stitches.
flame would do that.
Stitches is starfished out on his back, floating in the violet water at this point.
Well, Stitches has met his end, and we all saw this coming.
I would have thought he'd be the last to go.
They kind of turn to face Beatrix.
Ah!
Bitches,
Uh,
as you look over to Beatrix holding this crystal flower, I want to get a perception check from you.
oh, okay. Perception is trash. Okay, let's see.
A child. Sorry.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's a 24.
Okay, 24. As you're looking at this thing, it just has a certain quality about it, and you could have sworn like maybe you saw something similar, or it just seems like it would fit in the room of keys. That this is definitely an anchor.
Okay. I'm like kind of laying on my back and go, I've never heard of a planned or engineered cursing, but that thing, I like point over at the crystal in your hand. That's something that Kiki would love, I think. I think it'll get you on their good side if you give it to them.
I'm already on their good side. I'm a dedicated member of the Battle Mages. They say
That's
not computing at all what you're trying to do here.
Let's go. Oh, that's not what Kiki told me, but if you think so, uh,
You have
Alright.
like a
it is
smash
an anchor.
flashback to Stitches, just like me, and then coming from the keeper.
At a coffee shop with Kiki.
It's like in the top corner of the screen, the little
Yeah.
chibis talking to each other in the keyroom. Yeah.
I mean that is an anchor. That's definitely an anchor. I think that would be good for the key room, and honestly, might be useful to figure out where exactly the curse is from.
I agree. I agree.
Well, I think we have a direction then. I'd be very
Well,
happy getting out of here.
yes, I think we should all take care of this and perhaps get some baths before we continue on our way.
Yes.
That'd be great. Haven't had a bath in a few months.
You see,
Beatrix just rolls her eyes like, oh boy, this again.
all of a sudden, like all the party members are like dunking you in the water. So you're not.
Wait, I can't
Throwing
breathe.
herbs at you.
Wait, this is actually an improvement. Let's give you a bath here.
As the group of you are preparing to leave here, there is a heaviness in the air. The mournful atmosphere does begin to diminish, and you can see that the masks that have been injected into the crude walls of this den, they stop sagging. They stop with their expulsion of water. With the curse defeated, they can once again rest. And you get the sense that this room will heal in time. But that's not your job, and that's not your concern. As you make your way back up out of the catacombs and into the brighter parts of the luminarium, you see that Keeper Dela is in the compass hall. If you wanted to, you could head over to the key keeper first, but you see that Keeper Dela is looking at something on the ground.
I will go. I'll go up to the keeper for sure.
I do
I
too.
don't like
I just kind of
hide. I don't
sidle up
hide.
beside them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Beatrix goes, then that seems the most reasonable.
As you approach,
Keeper. I was just gonna say their name to get their attention.
see Keeper Dela's eyes look over to you, and then her eyes trail down your like sopping wet clothes, but she doesn't ask any questions. As she turns towards you and you've closed the distance, you can see that there is a path that begins to pulse out of sync, like lightning cracking over glass, azure light spidering over the star map mosaic beneath your feet. You see that this light is pointing to a crude crystal shard. To know, one of the larger shards that make this part of the starfield. He distractedly looks up at the group of you. Did you find anything?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, a leak. It's a little bit wet.
Oh, well, we can
I turn
have
on.
someone head down there and have a look.
Also, living curse.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I feel like we're
yes,
burying the lead
right.
there. A
Yeah,
living,
yeah.
we found a living curse.
Ah, yes.
It has been dispatched, but Beatrix, you found information on it when scrying through it.
Yeah, I'll present the lily. Lily.
Mhm.
We slayed the bellwife, and this was left.
I
The
see.
There are implications. I'll present this to the keeper. Stitches says that it appears to be an anchor. I heard a woman's voice when I picked this up.
Curious.
This does not seem random, unfortunately.
No, it does not. Follow me, and be mindful of your steps. Don't slip and fall.
I'm like
She
still wringing out my cloak.
I just suddenly imagined like how squishy all of your boots sound.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of kids like at a hotel water park, just like running through the.
Can I
Oh,
like
God.
prestidigitate us dry? I know I don't think that's a thing, but
You can
just dry
spend
everybody off.
5 points from your arcane reservoir to
Nah.
dry.
No
Nah,
thanks.
okay. Air dry. Right. Okay.
Air dry, air dry.
Keeper Dela will essentially begin to lead all of you towards the rift well. The rift well is this large circular dais, and you can see that it is rimmed with silver and made out of obsidian glass. You know that this is the ideal place to open veils, the portals that you use to navigate between the different shards of the starfields. And as you begin to approach, Beatrix still holding the crystal Forget Me Lily, you hear a low, resonant tone that begins to vibrate into your bones. You all hear a voice. This voice is measured, masculine, and it says, "The library is folding. He is unbinding what should not be unbound. If anyone still seeks knowledge, help me remember." And you hear a plea, as if warped by distance and time, stretches into a groan and then into nothing. "I think you're right. This seems to be an anchor. The Riftwell is calling out to it. Something is leaking out."
And what can we do about it?
"Well, if it's an anchor, then you can open a veil and stabilize it. It will, presumably, open up a portal to the resonance."
Uh, I just look to Beatrix, Lath, and the bishop.
Any idea where it might lead from this?
Hmm. "Beatrix, if you don't mind." And she gestures over to this platform. And you know that you can basically open and close veils as often as you like. If you want to trigger it, you can.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Let's get an arcane theory roll from you to see how
I
well you do
love
this.
Okay.
I will say that this is with fortune, especially because you have an anchor.
Okay. So fortune's advantage?
Yeah, you basically get to re-roll and choose the higher of the two.
Okay, that's the second one is definitely better. And you said it was Arcane Theory?
Yes.
25.
Okay. You approach the platform, extending out the crystal in your hand. Color begins to gather in the air like ink dissolving into water. Streaks of amber, blue, and silver curling into one another. There's a pressure that builds up in each and every one of your skulls, like a thought trying to escape. Then, all at once, the air splits, not with violence, but with precision. A thin vertical seam of light opens up in front of you, sharp as glass. It doesn't blaze outward, but it folds inward, revealing a darkness too structured to be a void. Within this seam, you see reflections beginning to flicker into life. Fragments of corridors, airways, and pages turning in windless air. An entire world inside the seam lit by a cold blue flame. Smell of ink drifts out, metallic and sweet. Keeper nods. This is Chano. I suppose the maze of minds awaits you.
I think back to the star map in the compass room and I nod. This makes sense.
Stitches
Well,
already is walking towards the veil, towards it.
We should prepare briefly, Stitches.
I'm prepared. And they lift their fists up.
I meant like supplies, food. We have no idea how long we'll be there.
Oh yes, food. Food would be great.
Yes. Yes. Have we been to Shano before? I'm not sure if we have. I suppose we
Ooh.
could decide if we have or
I feel
not.
like I have.
Yeah. Beatrix definitely has been there before. Let's see. Let's do a knowledge check of realms from everybody else other than Beatrix. See
Mm.
if you've been there before. A d20 plus your
I'm just
modifier.
not great.
I bet not. With a 14 as I rolled a 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you haven't been.
Oh,
You've
really
heard
well.
though, and I'll explain in a little bit.
Level 12.
27.
Okay, Stitches, you have been there. That's interesting. I like it. I like it. The story tells itself. Bishop, what did you roll?
12. I'm
Okay.
new here.
You've heard of it, but you haven't been. Okay. So for Stitches and Beatrix, you've been there before, and you know that Shano is a maze shard, and the iridescent of that place is known as the Dreamless Scholar. It is essentially a great and grand library. It is a place where people can come to explore the limitations and perhaps even experiments to break past those limitations of magic, illusions, dream, time, and memory as well. You know that this place is full of so many scholars, people who are masters of their different fields, people who have spent their entire lifetimes trying to practice and test the boundaries of the different schools of magic as well.
Okay. I think almost word for word, Stitches recites that of like what kind of place Shano is. All kinds of mages and the like go there to learn what they can about magic and what the limits are, and you have about quite a lot to go past those limits. It's an
Well,
interesting place.
both Beatrix and Stitches would know that it is almost impossible to get an audience with the Dreamless Scholar, that it is so very difficult, not only for scheduling and availability, but also literally physically finding them. Because the place is literally shifting at all times.
World question.
Yeah.
What is the primary source of like not source, but the material for writing? Is this like vellum? Is this paper and books? Is this digital? I'm more
Oh,
curious on the level of
yeah.
technology.
Yeah. So parchment and books would definitely be like the standard affair, but the stretches of magic can include writing on light, writing in thin air, essentially using magic as a way to imprint onto things that might otherwise be impossible. So there are buildings with scrawls of magical words on them, essentially. Um, Technology wise, it's primarily paper, different kinds of paper.
All right. Just curious in that. So yeah, probably heard of this place, but wouldn't ever want to go because it's just a bunch of death.
Dead trees. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I stole some really good grimoires from there the last time I was flipped through.
Can you use magic? I don't think I've seen
No.
you do that before.
Beatrix gives you a look after you say that as well.
Some mages pay good money for grimoire.
That is fair.
And knowing Stitches, it probably just the book accidentally fell into their pack and he left with it, and it was not his fault because Stitches would not do something bad like that.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Group of you begin to go about your preparations. You gather supplies. You essentially take a rest here. So you're able to restore all of your hit points. Time doesn't seem to be a pressing matter. So you're able to essentially take a cycle, a turn of the day, essentially. And as you are better prepared for yourselves, you're standing again at the Rift Well, and you have in your possession the crystal Forget Me Lily.
Is everyone
Well,
ready?
let's go.
Let's go.
We
I'll
reset
lead the
our
way.
arcane reservoirs as well, correct? Because we rested.
Yeah, you can reset everything.
Gotcha.
Okay. As the veil is opened and path is before you, who wants to go first?
I'll
Oh,
go first.
Stitches. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, Stitches would go first. Really? That would be very
Yeah,
not expected.
Stitches are making a move for it immediately.
Yeah, if I see you moving forward, I'll just kind of shrug. That's not necessarily in or out of character for you. It's just, well,
Not to keep
you just
everyone
said you
guessing.
stole grimoires, so if you go in first, you can grab something before we see it. And now I realize the point of that, and I let you step in, and I take a moment to just go over some of my herbs quickly, kind of blocking the veil, giving a few moments for Stitches on the other side.
Oh yeah.
I want to grab the first scroll I see. The
Oh
first.
my
Okay.
god. Okay.
The
Well,
place is sacrilegious, so I'm happy to let
the
him.
welcome sign.
Grab
I'll describe what's
Wipe your
on the
feet.
other side in a moment. But Stitches, as you step through, there's a faint whisper that only you hear, and it goes. I don't know if I caught my mic.
Discord cut out. Yeah.
Nope.
Discord cut most of that out
Yeah, do it.
still.
Sectasis, but in a really creepy voice.
Okay.
Okay. Then Stitches is gone. Who's next?
Once I've given Stitches maybe 30 seconds, as I'm going over some herbs and making sure that rations are in order, probably about a week's worth of rations of various dried meats, dried vegetables and roots and things, then I'll step through.
Okay.
Figure if Stitches is able to take a few things from this sacrilegious place, Lath is quite all right with that.
I love it.
I think Bishop Barrowmore would follow Stitches, and probably in front of Lath then.
Bishop, as you pass through, you hear a voice. Imagine that this is scary. It
Right.
goes,
Yes.
Oshib Arom Lalab. And as Lath goes through, you hear a voice that says, You're Etiel. And Beatrix, you are the last one.
Yeah, I go through.
Okay? And you hear a voice that says, Jurtabe. And as each and every one of you goes through, the veil ripples around you, not chaotic or a tear, but like the slow, deliberate folding of a page in a book. For a moment, there's no up or down, no breath or heartbeat, only color, fluid and endless. Then, suddenly, emerging through, your body remembers gravity and you stumble to catch yourself. The transition between the lavender tones of Valet and the pure blue of Chanot happens in a single blink, like the reality around you forgets its former palette. I need everyone to roll me a will save, please.
Always
The
with the
thing I'm
will.
so bad that it just keeps
Always
me
with
will.
the will.
20.
Okay, you fail.
25.
You pass.
I'm using one of my physical points so that I may take advantage with this.
31.
You pass.
Okay. The first one will be a 32. Yeah, 32 is the highest.
Okay, you pass. But everyone but the bishop passes here. Bishop, as you pass through, you feel something, but you're not able to quite make it out. For the other three, something dawns on you. You feel it slipping through your fingers and you can't quite do anything about it. And we'll find out what that is when we come back from our break. Please join us in doing a 5-minute break, grabbing some water, doing some stretches, and we will be right back. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Call to Power, Episode 2. Just as a reminder, please check out calltopowerrpg.com for more information about Call to Power, and also head on over to the Instagram of Project Hedron to check out the games that they are running this weekend, and you get to play Call to Power as well. So as each and every one of you make your way into the Vale to Chanot, you realize that something has happened. The veil has taken something from you. Bishop, unfortunately, you're not able to really put your finger on it. The concept of what just happened eludes you. It's like a word on the tip of your tongue that you can't quite make out. But for everyone else, you realize that the memory of a single detail about a place that you've been or a word from your understanding and its definition, something has gone missing. The veil itself took something small from you as an exchange for this passage.
Does this happen often when you go through veils, or is this unique to this one?
This is unique.
Okay.
You've never felt anything like this before. If
Even the time I had been here,
yeah,
had I experienced this?
and I
Oh,
think that's
interesting. So that's
Oh,
even new.
yeah,
Okay.
so I think that's like
Okay.
why it also just doubly stands out to you and Beatrix as well, because you've been here before. If
Mhm.
you can think of something on the fly, I know I didn't preemptively give you time to think about it. What do you forget? What do you lose?
Ooh.
I was wondering if it was memory or physical, so that answers that question.
Ooh.
It is memory.
And you
Mm.
said it's not like a
Like small.
extremely important memory. It's like a normal.
Like you forget the definition of something, or you forget the color something was, or you forget the name of your childhood best friend. You lose something here.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I forget what I had to eat the last time I ate with my mentor before coming here. I think I have like a vague memory of having a meal with them before suiting up and heading out specifically for this job, and I no longer remember what it was I ate during that meal.
You are aware that you have a fullness, but you're not sure what that was comprised of.
That's odd.
Lath would have forgotten the last beast he hunted, specifically to give as a sacrifice to the devouring flame. Would have been whatever he had done on his own before joining this crew. He knew he hunted. He knew he gave a sacrifice. He does not remember what it was or what it was in relation to.
I think Stitches forgets the. Yeah, he forgets the color of his brother's eyes.
That's so sad.
You can't see, but I frowned at that.
So, all of you are, except for Bishop, know that you've forgotten something. You've lost something. Bishop, you don't know that you forgot it, but you also lose something as well. For us, the viewers, what does the bishop forget or lose?
Uh, I think there I think it might be just like a more of like a collection of things as Bishop has aged, the memories of 50, 60 years ago have faded. And I think they continue to fade to the point where, faces of important people are gone. The sort of places and specifics of what made him who he is, especially in his younger years, are just completely wiped away.
As each and every one of you pass through, there's just something somber about the air, sense of loss. You're not quite able to pinpoint it. But you are each distracted by the sound of flipping paper, muted thud of books being shut, the scribbling of quills in the distance. Four of you have manifested on a narrow bridge with wooden rails, suspended between two platforms in a great chamber of distant marble. Unfortunately, Stitches, there were no grimoires for you to just snatch up. Below you, it almost appears as if a rocky ocean is impossibly moving over itself. Then, as your eyes focus, you realize that it is not water, but instead many scholars, dressed in blue robes, trudging through a dizzying great scattering of bookshelves, sprawled out in infinite directions as if it were an endless maze. Faintly, a toll of a bell echoes through this domed library. It is entirely unlike the mournful chime of the bellwife, and it is instead a single crystalline note. Deliberate, precise, and wrong. Sound makes your thoughts stumble, like skipping a line in a paragraph. On this bridge, the path goes ahead and behind you, stretching and bending, rearranging itself every time you turn. There's no clear direction where you should go, only a choice that needs to be made. As
Are
you
we
were,
able to?
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, are we able to determine what direction the tone, the chime came from?
Go ahead and roll me perception.
Will do. That's a plus 16. I rolled a 2, so an 18.
Okay, it's hard for you to tell the
Yeah.
vastness of this chamber. It kind of echoes off the walls.
Natural here. I do pull out um, not some chalk, but it looks like some sort of plant stem uh, that to mark our location and get ready to mark the path we end up taking as I look to the rest of them, not sure where to go.
What color is it going to leave behind?
Oh, I think for this, I want to say like a light blue color.
I will say that the general atmosphere of Chanot is overwhelmingly blue.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so
So I'd probably try that and then
imagine,
pull out a different one.
yeah, you're like you blue and it just kind of disappears into the floor.
Yeah, then I find one that it looks more like a rotten stick. Not really charcoal, but it's black at that point, which
Okay.
has a far better contrast.
Yeah, especially in the cold blue flame that essentially permeates the area in this wash of different shades of blue, it sticks out. It almost seems to absorb the color.
Hmm. Beatrix, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I was out of character. I was since I have been here before, I'm mostly just had like a is this place I know there's like a bridge, there's all these scholars. Is everything lined with like these huge like I'm imagining in my head like giant bookcases with like countless tomes everywhere. Are those in every direction that we can go from here? Okay.
Yeah, so
Do I
below you,
recognize any of it is really my question.
go ahead and roll me a Realms Knowledge skill here, and you
Okay.
can do this with Fortune because you've been here before. Uh, I'll say that, like, as you look below you, it's kind of like a hedge maze, but instead of greenery, there's just bookshelves, and then there's just so many people that are shuffling below you. When you look up, you can see that there are similar bridges that sort of go in every which direction, kind of like a
Mhm.
spider web almost. It goes into
And
different platforms.
got it. And you said it was realms.
Realms, yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 10 both times just for the folks at home. I was laughing while you were talking. So that's a 22.
Okay, great. With a 22, you know that navigating the maze is difficult on purpose, and
Mhm.
that there are just so many different rooms and laboratories and study halls and libraries that fit inside of this massive building that you either need a guide or you need some luck. And even though you've been here before, I imagine the last time you were here, it was chaotic. Even
Mhm.
a place like this, which is meant to appear orderly, there's
Yeah.
chaos between.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of place that though Beatrix has been here before because it is pretty unknowable, I would say is a safe thing to say. This is the kind of place where Beatrix gets lost on purpose. Just trying to see what they find. Um and I will relay this to my comrades here and say we could try to find a guide. Otherwise, it's really just a flip of the coin. I don't know how
Well,
deep you've ventured, Stitches.
Stitches is half listening at this point. I
Mm.
think they've always had a very good grasp of what is in their head. Um, they've always kept that sacred to them. They do not enjoy having their mind messed with. And I think this loss of memory, even if it's something so small, frustrates him. And I think it's almost like they haven't thought about their brother in decades at this point. And having that brought up from the loss or something from that memory, um, I think he's kind of pissed off.
Mm.
He's annoyed and angry, not just at the loss of the memory, but the fact that he's remembering this memory at all. And he's remembering his brother. So as you turn to Stitches, you see them very tense, fist clenched at their side as if they're trying to stop themselves from throwing a punch at anything and anyone, just focusing on their breathing before they snap, look over at you, and take a deep breath. Um, I'm not going to be any more useful as a guide than you are, so let's just find one.
All right.
I'll at least mark our path so that we can make it back here if we need to go the other way.
I have a feeling that that may not help us as much as you might hope.
It does shift, but if we find a mark from before as we move forward, we know at least we've been there.
That's fair. Bishop, you sounded like you were about to say something.
Oh, uh, uh, completely lost my train of thought. Well, uh, it's a nice place. Well, s- uh, let's move somewhere, I guess.
Did
I
she just
look
pick a
to.
direction and starts moving?
Or,
Like,
I'm gonna follow Stitches, yeah.
and you can tell
Just
it's a
flip of the
case of
coin.
like, I just need to be away from people right now. So just start moving, and if you follow, you follow.
I follow, but I leave a little distance because I can tell that Stitches is aggravated.
Uh, Stitches, you might hear just a slight whistle behind you, and if you look, you would see some jerky like flying over your shoulder that you could catch if you wanted.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll catch it. Stitches is free motivated.
That's
Love it.
definitely Lath has never figured that out.
Secrets for the ages.
But yes, Lath does follow Beatrix and is willing to take up the rear as he motions Bishop to move ahead of him, and he marks probably every few yards. An X with an arrow that the direction we're going.
Group of you move together slowly and deliberately. The sound of flipping paper and books being shut in the distance, scribbling of quills. There's a sort of monotony and peace here. Beatrix, you very well know that this is a great place to get lost in. And as you're moving down in one direction, it almost feels as if you're really not going anywhere at all. There are landmarks and various features that designate that there's progress, but it just seems so vast. Eventually, the four of you come upon a corridor that feels almost like a forest in a way. But instead of trees, there are towering shelves of deep blue glass. Shelves themselves extended out almost as if branches. There is a faint hum that resonates from this particular stretch of hallway. Vibration of quiet energy. The air permeates with the smell of rain and parchment.
This might be the first library that Leif likes. The energy, does it feel natural? Does it feel like resonance, like from a crystalline, like a, or a like tuning fork, or
Definitely
is it
more of
more
the
of like a
latter.
life energy? What was that?
Definitely more of the latter. Crystalline tuning fork. It feels more like sound rather than presence. You can see that each and every one of these bookshelves, they are made out of this glass. So the only organic thing really are the pages of the books themselves. But
But
Lath,
smells of rain.
yeah, it smells of rain. Can I get a perception check from you?
Yes. That is a 30. Roll a 14 plus 16.
Hey, with that, you begin to look around, you smell rain, and your eyes are hunting for details. And you see that these books, they have no titles. In fact, they have no bindings, only exposed spines that glimmer faintly with threads of azure light.
Wait, so there's just clarifying, no binding, but they have a like cover essentially in pages, or
Yeah, so like the book, the spine, there's no spine. So it looks like there's maybe like paper glue, and then like you can see the thread that keeps all the pages together. No actual
okay, I see.
cover over it.
It's like the handmade books, that you made in
Yeah.
elementary school or something. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so nowhere for titles to be written on them.
Have you been in this area, Beatrix? Stitches? This is odd.
I have not.
Neither have I.
There's no titles, no spine, nothing notating what these are. It's just effectively pages stuck together. And smell of rain?
Seeing all this, am I able to intuit what the purpose of this section is?
Roll me arcane theory.
I would love to. I would love to do that.
Mage, arcane stuff.
You brought me to my favorite shard. How can I not? 22. I keep
Hey,
rolling tens. I'm not mad
22
about it.
is good. Barely made this one. Okay.
Mm.
You are studying these books as if the secret would jump right out at you. Do you touch them? What does this look like as you're investigating them?
I think I'm stopping short of physically touching them and more like the magical theory that everything has some kind of resonance to it, some kind of aura to it. That's what I'm touching. So stopping shy of the physical, and kind of running my fingers through the energy that's here, to see if I can intuit, through my magical knowledge, like what the purpose of this is and why. Like, is there a book binding area nearby? That kind of thing.
Okay. It's perfect. As you're focusing in on the energy, kind of hovering in one particular area, the longer that you focus on any specific book, you begin to see words appearing as if scrawling into existence in the air between your hand and the books, as if
Mm.
a page without paper is being made, and the letters are faint and wet, seeping through the air as if ink through fabric. You don't recognize it in a language you know. The more you look, they're starting to make sense.
Oh, love that.
You start to recognize phrases, childhood moment, a name that you haven't spoken aloud in years, failure that you swore to forget. And you realize these books are writing your story. You are filling it.
Like specifically me?
That's what it feels like.
I think Beatrix, as soon as they feel this and start to see the words, see the familiar terms, begin to understand it, though my eyes are not connecting to my level of understanding, I think they just freeze for a second, like really rigid, just like, oh, and just kind of do one of these, like hands up, back up slightly. Um, I don't recommend doing that. Don't recommend that at all. Yep, don't touch these.
Why?
Either you would be tampering with my story or your own. The pages of your life, your memories, your knowledge.
As long as you don't mess with it, it should be fine, though, yes? If it's a memory,
I
we already have it.
I see my own here, and I do not know if that just depends on who's looking or
Do
not.
you mind if I confirm this?
Feel free. I'm a little surprised, though. You don't like magic very much, do you?
No, I don't, but I want to know if something is observing me without my knowledge.
We are all observed forever.
Yes, and I don't like it. I go to the same book that Beatrix looked at.
Okay. As you're hovering over it, and now with Beatrix's input, you're able to sort of discern what's going on here as much as they have. It begins to unwrite Beatrix's story, and it begins to fill with yours.
Recent? How recent is whatever this memory is? Or is it starting from the beginning, like my first memories?
It's like deleting it. It takes a while. In fact, I think before Beatrix is completely like unwrites itself, the one next to it begins to fill with you. And it starts from when you were born.
So I can
The
see it changing
Mhm.
as well while he's seeing this.
Yes.
Oh, that's spooky.
looks like it reflects whoever holds it, and it starts from the very beginning.
As this is happening, Stitches and Bishop, you can hear this conversation going on. Do you do anything? Do you react?
I'm.
Well,
Oh no, go ahead.
it just appears that they're trying to write their autobiography during a mission. I just don't understand what does the lily say? Is it guiding you in any way in this strange place?
Do we have the lily on us, or do we leave it? We have it. I don't know. I think Beatrix still has the lily.
I haven't heard anything from it since I first touched it. It's merely an anchor, I think.
Hmm.
I'll pull it from like my side pouch if you'd like to take a look.
No,
All
no.
right.
Um, hmm. This place. There anything special about this place, or should we just continue on? Um,
Bishop, perhaps you don't notice this, or perhaps you do in the corner of your eye. One of the books closest to you starts to write the story of you. Starts to write about when you were born.
I think I have a -2 perception modifier, so I don't think I notice it
Okay.
at all.
Well,
I
perception's
just
not bad. Can I see it?
it's just I just get dragged on these missions and I just feel frustrated with everything that's happening.
Would you like us to do something about that, Bishop?
Yes, let's figure out what the problem is here. I just am trying to think about things and I can't figure it out, and it's just not. Ugh.
Here, and I walk over and I set a light, a mix of sage, thyme, and a little bit of tarragon, and then kind of wrap it and hand it over to the bishop, just to calm you. It seems you're distressed a bit.
As that's
Leif,
happening.
mm,
Bitches.
you're always bringing me this stuff, and I don't ever want it, Leith.
I
Is
take it back and hold it to me to calm myself, and I just walk back to Beatrix.
I'm gonna ask Brandon a question. Is this behavior that Beatrix has seen from the bishop in the past?
I don't think so. He's actually.
Bitches.
Perhaps.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Bitches. Book closest to you starts to write the story of you.
I think I see it. I note it. I see my name, my real name, get scrawled in it. And I see another name get scrawled beside it as I was not born alone. And I grab the book immediately and I shove it into my bag.
Go ahead, Beatrix.
I want to know if I see that though.
We can do a
I was
roll
gonna say
here.
something else, but now I want to know if I see that.
Bitches, do you think you
Uh,
would try to do this with a measure of subtlety?
I
Or-
think so. I
Okay.
think I'm using the bishop's breakdown as like distraction.
Okay, so go ahead and roll dexterity with fortune, and then Beatrix will get a perception from you.
Should I get misfortune since I was focusing on the bishop?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, let's spice it up a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see if
Oh,
it has
that first one
anything
was a nat
better.
20. That stings. Second
Oh.
one.
Another nat 20.
Oh, still not bad.
Okay, that is a 29 for me.
A 22 again. Keep getting 22s. It was a 15 on the die plus 7.
Okay, so you do not see it.
It's
Clarifying.
very swift. Like they said, this is not the first time they've stolen from this
Oh, yeah.
library.
Specifically
yeah.
books, too.
Instead, I'm gonna treat that like my passive a little bit while I was distracted and say, perhaps we should simply move on.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even know why we're here, Beatrix. You take us to your library,
It's not my library.
and we start walking around, and
We're here on a job, Bishop.
We are.
Remember the Bell Wife? One that choked you?
oh, yes,
We're
we're here
looking
to
into
find
what
the
may have
Bell Wife.
caused that. We've already dispatched the Bell Wife.
Right. Yes.
We're looking to see what may have caused it, as it was an intentional curse from what Beatrix found.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
That's what. Yes, that's why we're here. So let's do that.
Yes.
I will remind you, Bishop, before we continue, that this is a maze and it will be difficult to traverse, so patience will be of the utmost.
Oh, yes, I've been practicing patience ever since you guys have been writing your own stories in this hall. So I'm patient.
Good.
Beatrix, over the course of this conversation, especially Lath having moved to a different book, you see that it has continued to write. And you see that the last words, which begin to become more and more clear, say, Beatrix hesitated in the corridor, unsure of where to go next.
Damn it. All right.
Go ahead
Uh,
and roll me an arcane theory check.
love this for me.
While she's doing that, I wanted to clarify real quick.
Mhm.
The three of us, excluding Bishop, we know that our memory was tampered with
Mm-hmm.
when we got here.
Yes.
Do we have a vague recollection of like when that would be, or what? Not what memory specifically, but like the situation around it.
Yeah, you would be aware of like even like the memory. It would literally be like, oh yeah, I have a brother. What color were his eyes again? Like that kind of thing. So for you, it's like, okay, I went on a hunt. I definitely sacrificed something, fought, hunted something. What was it again? It was like just on the
I'm
tip of your tongue. It's like the most minor, smallest
got it. I am
forgetting.
absolutely looking in the book for that entry.
Ooh, okay.
This roll was not nearly as good. I got a 5 on the die plus 12, 17.
Okay. With a 17, you get the sense that you can talk to the book. But that's
I
pretty much all you can get.
I am going to talk to the book because magic. I will quietly murmur to this book. Beatrix chooses the correct direction.
I need a speech or deception check from you.
Let's go! Okay.
I love that.
My speech and my deception are the same, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. Please roll better this time. Hey, let's go. Okay. That is brains. It's a total of 25.
Okay. As you say that, the title begins to bleed onto the surface of
Let's go.
the book that you're holding. And it says, The Fall of the Archivist.
Oh.
There is a click, and one of the bookshelves begins to swing backwards as if it were always a door. There is the shape of a door, just a void that stretches impossibly through space and time, revealing a chamber beyond. As Beatrix is talking to this and as this is happening, Lath, you have a book in your hands and you're reading it. You're searching for it. You see that it's there. The beast that you last slain, that you surrendered to the devouring flame, all of the details are there. You can hear that Beatrix talks to their book. Anything that you'd like to do with yours?
Do I find the memory that was
Yes,
missing?
it's right there. And it's
W-
returned to you as soon as you read it.
Got it. I do make note of that to everyone. If you lost a memory and you vaguely have an idea of where it is, it seems to be returned to you if you find it in the book. Just a note there.
Stitches spits on the ground.
Do I ask anything of the book? Ooh. I think I'd ask if being here is an affront to the devouring flame.
Roll me a speech check.
Plus 11, and that is a 25 total.
The title bleeds onto the cover of your book, and it says, "The hunter who burned too brightly." Then the text begins to read, "Lath set a course of actions that would haunt them for the rest of their days."
Definitely frown at that, not that anyone can see, and tuck that knowledge away for myself. But I closed the book and then put it back, not wanting to know anything more, as knowing the future alters the future.
As you're putting it away, you can see that this door has opened up for Beatrix. You all see this door out of nowhere.
We should get moving.
Agreed. How is your patience, Bishop?
Oh, it's just great.
As you look through the open doorway, you can see that it stretches impossibly. A hollow chamber is on the other side, where you see several floating, immense platforms that drift lazily over a shaft of pure azure light that spills from nowhere and everywhere all at once. You can see in the distance there is a figure.
I think there's zero hesitation once that door is open, regardless of what anybody says or does. Beatrix immediately is beelining, says nothing.
I'm
Stitches is
following
moving as well.
quickly, yeah.
I guess the bishop will come.
As you enter, you see all around you books orbiting like planets, bound in leather, glass, and impossible materials. They move in rhythmic patterns, spinning in perfect sync with a soft ticking, tick, 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 that you can feel in your chest. At the center of it all is a figure, tall and still, dressed in a deep blue robe. You can see there are small stars and galaxies printed, emblazoned onto this magnificent robe that could only belong to someone of great stature and position. Loose pages swirl around them like feathers caught in a slow wind. You can see just the barest glimpse of text shifting and rearranging mid sentence on these pages. The voice that comes from this entity is calm, layered and echoing, as if spoken twice, once by mouth and once by memory. It's the same voice that you heard before. "Ah, seekers of Valais, you're later than I expected, or perhaps earlier?" You see, all at once, the figure begins to turn. There is a face pale like parchment, veined faintly with black ink. His eyes glow softly, like lanterns behind frosted glass. Lines of script crawl across his skin and fade just as quickly, as though he is being rewritten word by word. As he speaks, his shadow doesn't seem tethered to him and doesn't match him. It almost seems to lag a second behind. "I am the Archivist, curator of the unbound thought. Or I was." Blinks, and for a heartbeat, his expression flickers. Confusion and then sorrow. His tone shifts. "Have we met?"
Have I seen this figure before? Have any of us?
Let me get a realms check from Stitches, Lath, and Bishop. Beatrix, let me get one with Fortune.
My realms is 24.
Okay.
It's also, no, 25. Okay,
Ooh.
25.
Right.
It's a natural one.
Oh,
I
no.
was hoping for a 26.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man, I should be rolling so well here. 19.
Okay, so
Uh,
Stitches and Lath, I think you've heard rumors of this entity somewhere else before, and especially because they identify themselves as the Archivist, you remember that. The Archivist is the Dreamless Scholar's recorder. They are tasked with keeping order in this place, in this great maze shard. While they are not iridescent themselves, this is an important person with an important job. They are timeless, they are infinite. There's something terribly wrong with them right now. Say, Beatrix, that you aren't quite sure.
I In the rumors I've heard, has there been mention of this constant confusion with the tenses of whether or not they are or will be or have not been?
No, not at all.
I feel like that'd be something that would be mentioned in these tales. I look between, I think, Beatrix and the scholar. I think he might be confused. I I personally have not met you, and I don't think any of us have.
no, no.
But from the way you're speaking, I can't even tell if you've met yourself.
Mm, yes. I am unwell, unraveling. I was the Dreamless Scholar's recorder, but my mind, it loops back. Same hour. And you see that he looks down at his hands and he's thinking, unsure.
Does Beatrix still have their book, or did they put that back?
I didn't take my book.
Okay, it was just on the shelf being written. Okay.
Yep.
Um, I'm
I know
gonna
better.
I'm gonna pull my book out of my satchel, and you all see me pull
Ooh,
out this book out of the
okay.
satchel. I'm gonna shove it into the archivist's hands.
Okay, so there are a great number of platforms. They're just like these big circular stone platforms that are floating and like they move slowly
Okay.
enough that you can like basically jump between each one.
Yeah, I'll jump between.
The archivist is like pretty far back. So you are putting great distance between you and the exit if you go further in,
Yeah,
which is
I'll do it.
fine. There's no don't
Yeah.
worry. Um okay,
I'll do it. I think Stitches is reckless to a point, especially in his current emotional state.
okay. As you're handing the let me get a roll from you. Ooh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Okay, will save from Stitches. As you're handing the book to the archivist, you get a glimpse of the cover.
Okay. That's a 20, 24, 22. It's 22.
Me too. Okay. The cover of the book says "The One Who Lost Everything."
Hmm, interesting. I think they're just even more forceful with shoving the book into the archivist's hands when they read that.
Archivist takes the book as you offer it and holds it up in the air. You see it sort of levitate and it begins to flip between the pages, and the archivist is looking at it and studying it and seems lost in thought. And then looks down at you. Hmm. You are touched by something. Something was taken from you. Something was taken from me, too. A bargain whispered between the ticks of a clock. A promise of remembrance. Then he sort of trails off, thinking again.
As my book kind of floats
It like
as
joins all
he's.
the others. It like floats away from you.
Oh, okay.
Did you have a
I
chance
like
to
to
try to
grab
grab
it.
it? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I like to try and grab it.
Dexterity check.
Okay. Could I pitch
I'm
a
listening.
coordination check or hand-eye coordination?
Coordination. Okay. Let's see. Art of moving one's body gracefully and elegantly. Balance, jumping. Okay, yeah. I think this will be more of like instead of like trying to grab it quickly, you like jump for it.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Coordination check.
Perfect. Nice. That is 41.
Okay. Tell me what this looks like.
I think um as they are referred to by the archivist as losing something, and then they trail off onto their own tangents about losing them something themselves. Uh Bridget looks up to Snow and sees that the book begins to float away. And with uh almost somewhat frightening grace, with like lightness to their feet that is disturbing with how untrustworthy this person is. They leap from platform to platform and leap up and grab the book out of the air before it can really fly away, landing again on one of the floating platforms nearby. Stuffs it into his bag.
The
I don't need
sound
anyone checking this book out.
the sound of bitches like landing is a dull thud. And it is at that exact same moment that the archivist says, the crone, ugh," and begins to choke. Letters beginning to spill from his mouth instead of breath. And the ticking, tick, 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 grows louder. Shelves begin to tremble all around you. Some of the floating books freeze midair. Others start turning their pages faster and faster. The air distorts, words running backwards up of the walls here. It's happening again. If I forget myself, if I become one of them, promise me that someone will remember my name. It's here, somewhere. And you see that he gestures to the papers that are whipping around the room. Please, find it. I'll say, Stitches,
Uh,
you're over there. You've
yeah.
landed. You can't really do anything in this moment. But for the other three, you see a moment where perhaps you can try to reach out to the archivist, maybe try to soothe them or stabilize them. You can see that like a pressure is building up here.
While I don't have any magic abilities, I would like to see if the words that were spilling or the letters that were spilling out of his mouth for that brief moment, if they spelled anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Oh, I love that. Okay, you can do sense perception.
Would
I'll
that
say perception
be
or speech.
okay? Yeah, examination. I'm not sure which one that is too. They're all the
Examination.
same stat for me, so it doesn't change anything. But just
Examination is to closely inspect points of interest. Yeah, you can use examination here.
okay. I wasn't sure which one would be
Yeah, no,
applicable.
this is way more appropriate. Yeah. You're looking for
Okay.
a finer detail instead of just trying to see like a bigger picture.
Yeah, yeah. I'm absolutely going to burn 2 physical points to
Okay.
have 2 advantages.
Okay. So get 2 fortune rolls here with your adept physical points.
Okay, the first one, I rolled a 7. I'm not going to do math it until that's 7. Second one was an 11. Third one was a natural 1. Okay, so uh, it would be a 27 for examination total.
Okay. It spells out. Hold on. Let me type this so I don't spell it wrong. Spells out CHRONOPHAGE.
Can you type that in our
Yeah. Chronophage.
Yeah, because I will not be able to transcribe that easily.
Yes, of course. It doesn't mean anything to you if you've never heard this word before.
For sure. But I know someone who might have an idea of what it might be. A couple someones, actually.
Ooh, okay. So Lath is focusing on the words bishop, stitches. Nope, not stitches. Bishop, Beatrix. You can try to do something here. Just as like a cool,
We
like superhero landing, book in hand.
we hear him talking about his name. I think I want to see what I can do to will that information to come to me.
Okay. Will information to come to you. Is there any specific information? Like the name?
The name.
Name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because
Okay.
I don't know what Lath knows.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I think then in the context,
Mhm.
the archivist said someone will remember my name. I think you'd either have to choose one or the other. Either the word that's spilled out of his mouth or the archivist's name. They are
The archivist's name.
okay. Let's
Yeah.
get either a examination or arcane theory here.
Okay. Bonus is the same, so I'll do the theory. That is 22.
Okay. With a 22, you can see that the pages that are floating around, a lot of them are kind of unstable. They're shifting with the words that they're saying, but you catch one and it says the archivist. It's quite literal,
Mm.
but it kind of floats out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to remember that, I guess.
Yeah, you'll
Since
like
I didn't. Yeah.
we'll say that you kind of keep track of like the color of the page, the texture of it, and trying to track it while it's flipping around like a feather.
Okay.
Bishop, is there anything you want to do?
Oh, tell you, is it okay if I do something crazy? I feel like.
We'll see. Tell me what you want to do,
Okay.
and we'll see if
I say
it's
yes.
possible.
So the bishop, with that intense moment of memory loss in their old age, is having this kind of moment of delirium, getting frustrated, angry, upset at people, not really understanding what's going on. I think everyone will see the bishop pull out a this glass dagger from within their robe. And I think in this moment is just walking over, just gripping this glass dagger straight towards the archivist. And I guess that would be probably their turn, is just walking forward with intention.
Okay. Ooh, I like it. All right. You're walking forward with intention, and as you're doing that, you hear the archivist choking on words, and he says, "He hunts the powerful through their regrets. He offers them a second chance, then chains them in the moments they wish to undo." And he falters mid-sentence. His eyes lock onto you, Bishop, specifically. You can see that the rest of the words spill out of his mouth as symbols, glowing and liquid, dripping down his chest. You can see the horror in his eyes. Letters crawl on his skin, carving new lines of text over old. No, no, this isn't mine. You hear the ticking, tick, 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 louder. Every book in the chamber suddenly stops, synchronizing in perfect rhythm as they begin flipping the pages together, a wave of motion that builds into a thunderous hum. Color begins to drain from the room. The archivist screams in your face, Bishop. The sound is made out of words. You see them flying by you, some of them clattering painlessly, harmlessly off of you. As hundreds of sentences break free from his mouth, whirling into a tempest of ink and parchment. He promised that I could keep it all. No more forgetting, no more endings. Bishop, what would you like to do here?
I think I look up. I'm trying to figure out who that he is. Um, would I have any idea of who that could be?
I think at this point, no, because you don't have the information that Lath has.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, okay.
There is a someone that they're definitely referring to.
I think in this moment, um, if you will, Stella, I I feel like there is like a flashback to um Bishop Barrowmore's book that is in the chamber behind.
Hmm.
And I think in this moment of like um delirium for the bishop, the only thing that's on his mind is death, power, wealth, death, power, wealth, as he's gripping this glass dagger. There's like this strange anger that's boiling inside of him that he can't really position, it for one thing or the other. I think he's confused about who this person in front of them is, and he just feels this immense like power that this person wields. I think they're gonna grab their glass dagger and they'll whisper into it. Um, it was is meant for the glass saint, but maybe this will do. Maw of birth, let me live a better life in the next one than this, and is going to try to stab into this individual in front.
It almost feels as if you are trying to spear metal into a book. There's resistance. It's not easy. You have to put
Mhm.
your entire weight into it. You feel the resistance, and then you have to push, essentially. You have to commit to it. You push.
I I think in this moment they try.
Okay. So it cuts through and you stab the archivist. All of a sudden, the ticking stops. Silence falls like a blade into the room. Bishop, you see that the body of the archivist begins to convulse, not like as if they were just stabbed, but something happening to them. And you see all of a sudden, as if their spine rips open, pages begin to violently erupt from his back, blooming like white fire, filling the room with more errant pages. You see that his limbs begin to stretch, warp, becoming quills of bone as he grows taller and taller. Eventually, you
No.
cannot hold onto your dagger anymore as it grows 12 feet in height. You can hear bone crunching as the face splits into a dozen mirrored fragments, a knot of unshaped crystal, each jagged face showing a different moment of the archivist's life. His eyes become pools of swirling sand that float upward. Final remnants of this man, his voice, his name, his sorrow, echo once before vanishing. I remember everything. I need everyone to roll me initiative, please.
Oh
Oh
God.
boy. Oh man. That's only a 13 for the bishop.
Okay, Bishop 13.
That is a believe that's a 35.
I also got a
Yeah.
35.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah, wait.
I have a plus
nice.
20 and a 15,
29.
so
29.
Yeah.
Okay.
how do we deal with contested initiative?
That's going to be a question for next time. The Archivist rolled a 42. Okay, Archivist is going
Oh, God.
first. Okay, and then I want a will save from everyone, please. This is going to be misfortune for the
With
bishop.
Oh, for the bishop.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Because he was
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
I'm
You said it was
burning
will
2
save?
more
Will save.
physical points
Okay.
Oh,
because I want advantage twice.
that's a 27 though for the bishop.
How many times am I
Okay.
going to roll a 10 today? 33.
Okay.
I switched dice.
I only rolled a 23. Don't
Okay.
anything to bump up my will.
Difficulty's 20. Forget
Okay.
numbers 20.
36 for Lath.
Okay. You all save. There is a shock wave that erupts from what was once the Archivist, but is no more. You manage to keep your footing. The concussion of the pressure there makes you skid back 2-3 inches at most. Bishop, you are without a weapon. And what was once the Archivist growls as it looks down at you. And that is where we're going to end our session for Call to Power episode
Let's
2.
go.
Ah,
No.
Thank you so
the word
much.
chronophage has been on my tip of my tongue the whole time.
I know. If you want
It's great.
if you want to yell it out in combat next time,
Oh,
it costs
that's
0 action points.
Yeah.
I put it in notes so I won't forget because that was all simultaneous, so I get it.
yeah, everything just happened all at once.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Whew. Okay, well, let's kick off the end of our session here with a thank you to our sponsor, Hedron, and also an invitation to everyone that's watching to check out all of the Call to Power games that are being run for the gaming weekend of Call to Power. Check out calltopower.com as well as their Instagram at Project Hedron. But before we go, please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of today's episode was. And we'll start with Mandy.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm Mandy, or the Mandy all over the internet. I do all kinds of TTRPG things. Seriously, just Google me. My favorite part of today's episode. I'm a little bit obsessed with the Dreamless Scholar as a human being and not just as my character. So this is very cool that we got to go to this shard today. Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Pop on over to Drac.
Oh, I'm Drac, or Draconic. You can find me on all socials at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES. I'm most simply guy that's just added .itch.io to that to find me there. I do TTRPG stuff. I do actually play producing, performing, write TTRPGs, all of that stuff. If I'm not doing it already, I will be doing it in the near future. My favorite part today, my favorite part of today's session, I think honestly was the Archivist. I think that was so interesting. And the idea of them like spitting up literal letters and words was so cool to me. I love that visual. That was so cool.
I had so much fun writing today's session. Oh my god. As I was writing it, I was like, Drac is gonna love this shit. I was like, this is Drac's gender. Thank you so very much. We'll hop on over to Dan.
Hello, I am Domestic Dan. I've socials everywhere, all that fun. I do cooking streams, tabletop RPGs, a lot of horror games, all that sort of fun. About me. Gosh, favorite thing in this, I actually kind of like Bishop's like mental break. Just because not the character that we have seen last session and the first half of this one, and something has gotten exceptionally under the bishop's skin to the point where I don't know. I like seeing this interesting conflict from this generally very trusting, kind old man who is now like, I'm gonna go stab that thing before we get to talk about anything at all. So I don't know. I love that direct change due to circumstances. That's always fun to see.
Yes, we shall see where that
We shall see.
goes. Thank you so much. We'll hop on over to Brandon.
Hello, everyone. I am Brandon R. Kim. You can find me at that on the socials. Yeah, I do TTRPG stuff. Starting a board game company, so that's coming soon. So a lot of fun stuff there. I think my favorite part of the episode, and like one thing I love about like TTRPGs in general is when like players do things that like I don't even think of, and I feel like everyone had that in this game of like not even like my character wouldn't do that. It's just like, oh, me as Brandon didn't even think about that as an option. And so yeah, I feel like everyone had that, just like like Draki bringing the your book to like the archivist, or like Lath, like you reading the words coming out of their mouth. I was like, wow, that's just smart. That's a really good move. And Beatrix, like when you're interacting with your book and you were just like, oh, let me just tell it that I figure out where to go. I was like, yeah, damn, that's good. That's really smart. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that because I didn't think about that, but that's a very smart move. So I enjoyed being surprised at those moves today.
Excellent. Thank you very much. As we see the wait, I'm Stella. Stella
Oh,
Luna. I should
There it is.
Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all of their social media. I do all of this full time every day of my life. I love it so much. TTRPG producer and performer. If you want to find out more information about the next thing that I'm coming up to doing, check out my blue sky at stellaluna.tv. But before we go, you see the screen fade to black. It reopens on that corridor that we had been in earlier. Corridor that reads you. And it is there that Beatrix, the book that you left behind, it scribbles a sentence as you are no longer there, and it says, Beatrix stood at the threshold, beholding the private study of the archivist for the first and the last time.
Mm.
And then we see camera pan over where Bishop's book is. What do you want the title of your book to say, Bishop?
Oh my gosh. I think what it will say. He was always lost and still isn't found.
Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, November 1st. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.